Welcome to Get Real with Eddie, where we delve deep into the world of real estate with your host, the designated managing broker of Exit Real Estate Specialist, Eddie Ruettiger.
Good morning. And it's time to talk some real estate. A lot going on. First off, I want to say a post-Happy Veterans Day, since I was obviously not on air on Monday, but, it is pretty much, in my eyes, Veterans Week. They should get a whole week. And want to thank one and all that have served to make this country as amazing and as great as it is. There's no doubt in my mind it would not be what it is without our veterans. With that being said, I want to start off the show talking about our veterans and our VA loan. We got a lot to get to. I really want to touch on the Fed and what's going on there. CPI numbers came out this morning, so we have some decent numbers there also. But the VA loan, everybody seems to know about. By the way, Nancy is out on hiatus. I am running the show solo today because we have our expo getting planned for the Three Rivers Association. Once again, this is our home expo, and planning has started for that for next year. So she is running that as chair this year. And with that being said, she is on hiatus. So I am here all by myself. But getting back to the VA, this loan is an amazing product. It's been around for 79 years. And the Veterans Affairs Home Loan help countless veterans achieve the dream of home ownership. But according to Veterans United, only 3 in 10 veterans realize they may be able to buy the home without needing a down payment. Now, this is an earned benefit. They have earned this. Take advantage. If you are a veteran, look into the VA home loan. This is something you have earned 100%. It is a zero down home loan, and the closing costs are lower with this loan. Now, the other advantage that I just heard 2 days ago, and I haven't had a chance to verify this, it used to be VA policy that there had to be a pest inspection for boring insects. We call it termite, most commonly known, but it's not just termite, it's ants, it's other things that eat wood. And they require this inspection to be paid for by someone other than the vet. It seems VA has reversed this policy. Why is that a big deal? Because when you're going in and you're making offers in a market where there's multiple offers, this is huge on getting your offer accepted. That's one less cost for the seller because the pest inspection's not that expensive. As a matter of fact, I have a home inspector that is very, very pro-veteran. I'm on target. They've been on the show before. We've talked to them before. They actually will do the documentation for the pest inspection needed for the VA loan for a veteran at no additional charge with their regular home inspection. So this is big. The fact that now sellers, because usually it would fall on the seller to pay it. Matter of fact, there was a paragraph in the contract stating the sellers would pay that. So, but going back to the original aspect of this, you had 3 out of 10 taking advantage of a VA home loan. I mean, that is kind of horrible, honestly. If you have the ability to do this, take advantage. Veterans United explains, the ability to buy with zero down is the signature advantage of this nearly 80-year-old benefit program. Eligible veterans can buy as much house as they can afford, all without the need to spend years saving for a down payment. So a VA home loan is a product that is a huge advantage to a veteran. More importantly, it gives you the option for no down payment, limited closing costs, and finally, there's no PMI, no private mortgage insurance on a VA home loan. Where if you have a conventional product that's less than 20%, you're going to have a mortgage insurance. If you have FHA, there's going to be mortgage insurance. So this keeps your costs down. So this is definitely something, if you are a veteran, you want to look into and take advantage of. I know there's some people out there that are like, because I've heard some pushback, oh, it's a no money down, so therefore, the failure rate is higher on these. It is not. VA actually has the lowest failure rate in mortgages, because skin in the game when it comes to buying a house is not the determining factor of success for the buyer. The monthly payment and job status are the two biggest aspects. We saw this under the Great Recession because we saw more houses get foreclosed that were conventional loans than were loans of other product. So keep that in mind. Getting into the Fed that I want to really talk about today. The numbers came out for CPI this morning. Core CPI inflation stuck at 3.3 year over year. The monthly was month over month was 2.6, which was completely within range. Month over month was 0.2%, which in raise. So no real movement on CPI. Did not come down because we have seen it coming down. It just kind of stayed where it was at. But it didn't tick up. That's always a positive sign. Housing was a big core factor. A lot of people are talking, and you're going to hear it throughout the rest of the day, most likely in tomorrow. The housing component went up on rent 0.4% month over month. On actual mortgages, went up 0.4% on house appreciation, 0.4% month over month. You're going to hear those numbers. Housing was a huge aspect of this report and why it was not coming down more. And as I've said before, and we'll probably say it again, I don't see the cost of housing on a price coming down. Now keep in mind, affordability is a three-legged stool, and the legs aren't all necessarily even. Price is the lowest aspect when it comes to this. Your highest aspect is the interest rate, in my opinion. As we see interest rates fall, we're going to see affordability come into line. And the third leg, of course, is your income. As we see increases in income locally and even nationally, you're going to see that level out because people will be able to afford the increases I'm expecting in the housing market. Because we are looking at anywhere from a 15 to 20% increase in price values as of right now, with everything being as of what it is over the next 5 years. So the Fed did meet, and they did drop 1/4 point on the last meeting, trying to get closer to their 2% target for inflation. So, and they're looking really at the core personal consumer number being at 2% or lower. One of the things that they're really looking at is the jobs that are being added into the economy. That is a huge aspect. So Reuters says any doubts the Fed Reserve will go ahead with an interest rate cut on Friday, and this was done before the cut, fell away on Friday afternoon after the government reported showing U.S. employers added fewer jobs. This was the jobs report that came out with 12,000 in October. So watching the unemployment number, watching the jobs reports are going to give you I think a better indication of what the Fed is going to do moving forward. than what the CPI number is. I know everybody's looking at the CPI number, and they're looking at the number coming out tomorrow, which I believe is the consumer price index number, or not the consumer, the manufacturer's price index number. So watching the jobs data and where the jobs data goes, are we going to see massive layoffs? I think we're going to see some reshuffling. I still think we're still headed. Right now, there's a good chance possibly for a recession still. We will see. But again, when it comes to housing, whether there is or isn't a recession, I don't think it's going to affect housing. That's why I keep talking about a possible recession, is I don't think, because we're talking housing. What's the impact on housing? The last recession in 2008 had a huge impact on housing. Well, that was because it was affected the whole housing industry. It was caused within the industry. This is not going to be in the housing industry, all right? This is going to be a completely different scenario. Ralph McLaughlin, senior economist at Realtor.com, the trajectory of rates over the coming months will be largely dependent on three factors: the performance of the labor market, the outcome of the presidential election, which we now know, and the possible reemergence of inflationary pressure. Why volatility has been this theme of mortgage rates over the past several months, we expect stability to reemerge towards the end of November and into early December. So now we got the election done. Labor market. This report that came out today kind of shows the inflationary pressures are stabilizing. Hopefully, I expect another rate cut coming up when the Fed meets again. I think it'll be another quarter point. I don't think they're going to back off on that. And that's going to help business. That's going to help the housing industry. You're going to see a lot of sectors, as capital becomes more affordable, they're going to be able to look at doing investment, look at doing things, and maybe even increase hiring and increase other aspects of it. So I really think watching what's going on in the Fed and watching the jobs numbers is going to be the key aspect of it. All right. I want to take a quick look at Channahon and see where we're at with their numbers, because we haven't talked about Channahon in a while. So median sales price for Channahon is $369,000. That is up 1.6% from last year in October. The average sales price for Channahon is $368,684, up 2.3. So we're starting to see the pricing stabilizing, getting into what most of the talking heads are predicting as a stable picture, or stable pricing. They're anywhere from 2 to 4% is what everybody's predicting for next year in growth. A little lower than I thought it was going to be, but it's starting to situate and move towards that direction. All right, so average original list price. So this is the original list price, $386,169, up 2.2%. The median list price is $375 on the money, zero change from last year. Market time, still average market time is down 25.5%, 35 days. The median market time, if I can get it to switch over here, there we go. 15 days, that is down 16.7%. So we're seeing prices in Channahon still growing at a lower amount, and we're starting to see properties come off the market faster, which could start to indicate that we're going to see prices start to go up again. Because 15 days to sell your house, let's be honest, is fast. Percentage of last list price, all right, So they're getting 100.7%, up 0.1% from last year. So we're still seeing offers over list price. 100% of asking on the median side of that. Let's look at month supply. Month supply in Channahon is down 10% from last year. It is at 2.7 months. That is another huge indicator that is showing. So here's where you're at. If you were in Channahon, I think the market is prime. I think if you're looking to sell, selling your house over the holiday season is a great decision because you have less competition to deal with. All right? You have buyers that are in the market that have to buy. So these factors could get you that over list price aspect versus trying to sell in the spring market where some of the buyers coming in are not serious. They're just looking. You've got buyers coming into the spring market that may not be as qualified because maybe since they're just looking, they didn't do the steps to get pre-qualified ahead of time. And obviously, everybody else is selling in the spring market, so you've got more competition. So that would be the thought right now. Do you sell now or do you sell in the spring market? I think you sell now. And here's the reason why. When does your house look the best? Let's be honest. It's usually during the holiday season. The house is all decorated. It's ready for guests. The tree is up, decor is up, everything looks gorgeous. It gives you an advantage, in my opinion. All right, homes for sale in October. No change, 42 units for sale at the end of the month. New listings were 335 units. That is up 29.3%. Giving you a lot more options if you are a buyer. Under contract is up 27.2% to 201. If you're asking if the market's slowing, these numbers are showing you it's not. Look at how many listings came in, how many contracts came in. The market is starting to show signs that it is accelerating. Closed sales up 32.7% to 207 units. Showings to contract is 12 on the median, up 20%. Average is 14 showings. That's down 6.7. So little conflict in data there. Showings per listing up 7.2%, to 7.2 individuals, up by 7.5%. So you've got a lot of data there that's giving you a good indication of where the market is going. But when you look at the line graph on the sales, going back, Channahon has kind of plateaued. And I think it's because of the new listing aspect. So in January, listings started shooting up this year. And when you look at the sales data, it's been flat all year on the price. We've been sitting just at about that $369 median sales price. So this shows that if you want to compete and want to address affordable housing, one of the things we need to do is we need to get more product on the market. Because you're still seeing an increase in price. It's not hurting sellers. But you're not seeing the increase in price that we were seeing previously. Because when you go back, on the median sales price, last year, it went up 11.6%. Those are huge numbers when you're trying to move a market forward. When you're jumping that high, it can bubble. I think the fact that Channahon's leveled off on price is a good indicator that we're not going to bubble and we're moving into a positive area of a normalized market. So, but there's still a lot of factors out there, and supply is one of them and we'll see where this goes. So, all right, we're going to hit a quick break. When we get back after the break, I want to talk about the anticipating a volatility in the housing market today. So we're going to talk about that when we get after break. So keep it here with Get Real with Eddie.
It's Eddie Ruettiger from Exit Real Estate Specialists.
And Get Real with Eddie. I want to bring to your attention the Herbert Trackman Planetarium at Joliet Junior College. My son loves this. They offer free shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. It's perfect for stargazers. The show provides excellent astronomical instruction and entertainment for no charge. That's right, it is free on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. The planetarium features a 30-foot diameter dome, a new OmniStar digital planetarium projector. During the shows, you can enjoy sky tours using the projector and PowerPoint presentations covering a wide range of astronomical topics. For more information, please visit jjc.edu/planetarium. And for you educators out there, they are open for field trip bookings. So go to jjc.edu/planetarium.
Welcome to the Lions Club. Being a lion means knowing that kindness matters. We believe in changing the world by serving the needs of our local communities. More than 1.4 million lions around the world are responding to local and global challenges with kindness and care. Come volunteer with us. Your Lions journey starts here. The Crest Hill Lions Club invites you to reach out to your local Lions Club to learn about how you can be a part of a community and bringing passionate, kind-hearted people together to serve local needs. They build relationships that lead to opportunities. In short, when lions serve, life improves, and the community grows. Grow with us. The Crest Hill Lions Club would also like to thank our sponsors who help with our yearly events, such as the car show and picnic at St. Joe's Park, and those who attend and support our Easter egg hunts, Channahon Bingo, and many more events. The Crest Hill Lions Club meets the first and third Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. For more information on being a lion, go to lionsclub.org to start your journey today. That's lionsclub.org.
Are you ready to make your next move in real estate? Look no further than Exit Real Estate Specialists, your innovative leader in the industry. At Exit, we're not just about transactions. We're about building relationships and fulfilling dreams. Step into a community of empathetic, well-trained professionals dedicated to your success. Our Exit Real Estate professionals are more than just agents. They're your trusted advisors and allies in the journey of buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Whether you're selling your home or searching for your next investment, trust Exit to provide an excellent experience from start to finish. Our commitment to putting people first means you receive personalized attention and support, ensuring your real estate goals are met with success. Call us today at 815-823-5478 or visit exitrealestatespecialist.com to learn more. Exit Real Estate Specialists, exceeding your expectations every step of the way.
Doing everything for you except the moving, and be glad. It's Get Real with Eddie.
All right. Volatility. Sometimes people think it's a scary word. What is the aspects of the volatility going on in the housing market today? You probably noticed one thing if you're thinking of making a move. The housing market feels a bit unpredictable right now. And it's true. Some people are saying there's going to be a big crash, that people are freaking out. We talked about it on last week's show. Foreclosures are not affecting the housing market. You could take in another 300,000 units nationally on the foreclosure side. And no, we're nowhere near anything of a crash whatsoever. So what is going on in the market today that's really an issue? So unemployment numbers, decisions coming out of the Federal Reserve, and obviously the presidential election are a couple different aspects of this. Now, a lot of these quotes came before the election was finalized. Greg McBride, chief financial analyst at Bankrate, says, after steadily declining throughout the summer months, I expect more ups and downs to mortgage rates. Job market data will closely watch, as well as any clues from the Fed about the extent of upcoming interest rate cuts. And like I said, I think it's watching the jobs data. The jobs data is going to be the indicator for the economy and where it's going and what's going on with housing and the Fed. I do predict the Fed cutting another 1/4 of a point, especially after that jobs report in October that showed 12,000 jobs gained, but all of those jobs were governmental jobs. There was actually a loss of jobs in the private sector. So, and the problem with that is those jobs can tend to be inflationary causing because government does not produce a product. It'd be one thing if you had a job and you were building, brooms, and they pumped out 2,000 brooms to be sold. So you got a supply and demand aspect to that. Most times government does not create any kind of supply and demand to offset what is going on in the inflationary sector and the supply and demand thing. So Hannah Jones, senior economist, researcher, analyst at Realtor.com, explains rates have shown considerable volatility lately and may continue to do so overall. We still expect a downward long-term rate trend. And we've seen this because we saw this when the big rate cut came with 0.5. It was kind of already baked into the rates, and then rates actually ticked up. And the reason when rates ticked up is then we saw, especially now that you've seen the election, rates have kind of ticked up and we've been sitting back around 7.2 again. We're seeing a lot of money coming out of the bonds market, which means they got to raise the rate to get more money into it because a lot of that money's going into the stock market. So this is giving a huge opportunity if you are looking to buy now, marry the house, buy the house, rent the rate. Because I think long term we do expect to see rates coming down. Everybody's predicting rates coming down. And get the house at today's price instead of a 3 to 5% higher price, and then refinance it down the road. Makes a huge, huge difference for you. Could save you a lot of money. So home prices and the number of homes on the market vary dramatically depending on where you're looking to buy or sell, which makes it even harder to get a clear picture in some areas. The data we have. You hear us talk the data all the time here on the show. So if you're looking for that data, let us know. I can give you the data on almost all of the hometowns that are around the area. We can get you the information that is key to making an educated decision on pricing your home. It's not just about the comps, but you got to look at the data to understand where the comps are going. So, okay, you look at the closed properties, you look at the inventory for the area, and then you also look at the inventory for the city, but you also look at, okay, what else is for sale? If we've closed 10 houses in the last 6 months, and 1 mile from your house, there's nothing for sale, you're probably going to be on the upper end of that price range. Now, you can't go too high, because remember, you got to sell a house twice, as I say. And everybody's like, what do you mean sell a house twice? I got to sell the house to whoever wants to buy the house, but it's got to be sold 9 times out of 10 to the appraiser too. Because the appraiser is going to come in and say, yeah, all of these comps over here have sold for $300,000. You want $600,000 because there's nothing. No, there's nothing that shows a increase of 100%. You got to be within your comps. Now, everything sold for $300,000. You have, an updated, kept, better quality product. You might get $310,000. You might get that. You might get $330,000. You might get 10% more. But you got to have it within the realms where the appraiser is going to be able to justify this number and justify the purchase to the bank. That's the biggest aspect. One of the things that helps, obviously, is working with a trusted partner. Get your team together. We've talked about having your team. Home inspector, realtor, attorney, lender, 4 core individuals in this market. Now, if you're in a market they don't use attorneys, you may be looking at title companies. In our market, usually the title company is selected by your attorney. You do have say-so in that. Don't feel like you're forced to use that title company. You get to call the shots through the process. Even if you're the buyer. So if you're the buyer and you don't like the title company the seller's taken, all right, there is something called bifurcated title where you can go get your own title company and your own title from your own title company. You can go through that process. I would talk to your attorney about the pros and cons of that. But it is another thing that can be done. So, market's looking pretty good. Everything's looking strong here. And when you're sitting there and looking at the volatility of the market, I think the volatility comes down to one aspect and one aspect only: the interest rates. We're going to see interest rates go up and down, up and down, up and down on the short term for the next couple months. So it's all going to be about timing, working with your lender and locking that in. I don't see interest rates, or I don't see prices going up and down. I see inventory increasing. Matter of fact, Lawrence Yun met last week in Boston, and he is expecting a 9% increase in total units sold. And they're predicting we're going to hit 4.5 million houses sold year to date. Now, that sounds like a lot, but in a normal year, going back to the non-COVID years, you're talking 5.5 million units sold. So with that being said, we're still way under on the number of units sold. So a 9% increase, which I would hope it'd be a little more actually, would help. I also don't think we're going to finish off at 4.5 million. I think we're going to be about 4.3, 4.4. We're going to be just under that number. With that being said, you're going to see the volatility in the interest rates. So watch your interest rates, talk to your lender. Timing is when you lock that, if you're buying, is going to be a big thing.
It's Eddie Ruettiger from Exit Real Estate Specialists.
And Get Real with Eddie. I want to bring to your attention the Herbert Trackman Planetarium at Joliet Junior College. My son loves this. They offer free shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. It's perfect for stargazers. The show provides excellent astronomical instruction and entertainment for no charge. That's right, it is free on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. The planetarium features a 30-foot diameter dome, a new OmniStar digital planetarium projector. During the shows, you can enjoy sky tours using the projector and PowerPoint presentations covering a wide range of astronomical topics. For more information, please visit jjc.edu/planetarium. And for you educators out there, they are open for field trip bookings. So go to jjc.edu/planetarium.
Welcome to the Lions Club. Being a lion means knowing that kindness matters. We believe in changing the world by serving the needs of our local communities. More than 1.4 million lions around the world are responding to local and global challenges with kindness and care. Come volunteer with us. Your Lions journey starts here. The Crest Hill Lions Club invites you to reach out to your local Lions Club to learn about how you can be a part of a community and bringing passionate, kind-hearted people together to serve local needs. They build relationships that lead to opportunities. In short, when lions serve, life improves, and the community grows. Grow with us. The Crest Hill Lions Club would also like to thank our sponsors who help with our yearly events, such as the car show and picnic at St. Joe's Park, and those who attend and support our Easter egg hunts, Channahon Bingo, and many more events. The Crest Hill Lions Club meets the first and third Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. For more information on being a lion, go to lionsclub.org to start your journey today. That's lionsclub.org.
Are you ready to make your next move in real estate? Look no further than Exit Real Estate Specialists, your innovative leader in the industry. At Exit, we're not just about transactions. We're about building relationships and fulfilling dreams. Step into a community of empathetic, well-trained professionals dedicated to your success. Our Exit Real Estate professionals are more than just agents. They're your trusted advisors and allies in the journey of buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Whether you're selling your home or searching for your next investment, trust Exit to provide an excellent experience from start to finish. Our commitment to putting people first means you receive personalized attention and support, ensuring your real estate goals are met with success. Call us today at 815-823-5478 or visit exitrealestatespecialist.com to learn more. Exit Real Estate Specialists, exceeding your expectations every step of the way.
It's Get Real with Eddie, where everyone deserves the opportunity of home.
All right, so speaking of the opportunity at home, we have 720 Orleans in Ottawa, Illinois for sale. It's listed at $635,000. This is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 2-story brick home that is 99 years old, nestled in the heart of Ottawa's historic East Side district. So set on 2 lots, this residence offers charming and convenience. It is a short walk from the downtown area for shopping and dining. And if you haven't gone to get food in downtown Ottawa, I'm telling you, you are missing out. There are some amazing, amazing restaurants in the Ottawa area. So it has vaulted ceilings, a 20 by 40 indoor gorgeous pool with a separate hot tub and sauna and bar. Sliding doors lead you out to the private backyard oasis. This home is just outstanding. Nest thermostat, it has a generator with the cold weather kit, tankless on-demand water heater, everything you can think of in this property. 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, 2-car garage, all for $635,000 in Ottawa, Illinois. So give me a call, 815-823-5478 if you have questions on that property. All right, so wanted to touch base on a article that came out by Ramsey. We hear Ramsey here on the station all the time. This came back out in September. Buying or selling a home in the winter, what you need to know. So just some more home buying tips if you're selling or buying in this winter. So a few tips to set the buying mood. Keep it simple. If you're selling around a holiday, have decorations up. Make sure they are an accent, not overpowering a room. So we want to get the decor up, want to make the house look great, don't want to go crazy. All right? Crank up the coziness during the holiday season. A light fire, some soft music in the background. That is the key. I love when I walk in with a buyer and you hear music playing. You are setting a tone, but the volume of the music has to be key. Do not set the music volume so you could hear it throughout the whole entire house. Because what happens is when you're in that main room, it's overpowering. You need to set your music volume for that individual room, not for the whole entire house. Some fresh baked goods are always a good idea. They also have candles out there that mimic those smells, because scent is the most strongest trigger to memory. It's also one of the only senses that is not filtered when it goes to the brain. Eyesight, there's processing. Hearing, you have processing before it gets to the brain. Smell, the reason it triggers memories so often is it's one of the most direct paths to the brain. So having those fresh baked goods ready to go is a huge advantage. Winter days, keep in mind, it gets dark. So you need to make sure the outside of the home is bright, lights are on. You need to make sure the inside of the home is bright. Turn on all the lights. Leave them on for your showings. Don't have them hunting for light switches, hunting for those aspects. Make it easy on the realtor showing the property, because I'll be honest, it's probably the first time I've been in your house. I show good dozen houses every week. Odds are I've still never been in your house. So you want to make it easy, and everybody has that one light switch in that one area, in that one place, that, why is it over here? That makes no sense. And you don't want them having that conversation during a showing. You want them to worry about that during home inspection, because the home inspector will go through and turn on all the lights and make sure everything's working and everything like that. But it gets darker. You want it cozy. You want it more comfortable. And don't go the aspect, in my opinion, of very mood dim lighting. You don't know who the buyer is. I have some buyers that cannot see, literally cannot see in lower lighting situations. You are better off turning everything up as bright as possible, putting extra lights on, and having it well lit. And again, the outside well lit, so that way they can see coming up to the house. So take down outside decor. All right, so that means if you decide to wait and you're not selling during the holiday season, and we're in February, we do not need the inflatable reindeer still on your lawn. They need to come down. And yes, I have seen it in February, inflatable reindeer still on the lawn. All right? Snow is great, unless we're talking about outside shots of your yard. If we get a hit with the snow when you get your pictures done, and the snow has melted, you need to ask for a new photo. You need to have a new photo done. Because if there's no snow on the ground and hasn't been snow on the ground for 2 months, redo that outside photo. That is a photo that can be done by you with your phone. You can even just send it to your agent. Agent does not need to have the professional photographer come back out and redo that. There is plenty of light, and the cameras that are built into these phones nowadays are outstanding. Just make sure there's a clear weather. And that's the advantage. You might be better off taking the picture than having the real estate agent come back out. Because the fact that you're there most of the time, we don't have to schedule it. Because the reason we have to schedule, 9 times out of 10, somebody's got a car in the driveway. You don't want the cars in the driveway for a front photo. You want just the house itself and nothing else. So with that being said, you want to, maybe when you get a nice sunny winter day, because they don't come often, grab that photo, grab that picture. And right now, one of the biggest aspects that's going to date your house is make sure your leaves are picked up. Getting those leaves picked up is essential. I'm guilty. I have not even had a chance. I started and more leaves came down. So remember, there's the advantages of selling your house in the winter are such. You're facing less competition. All right? There's less houses on the market. For an example, the number of active homes listed in the U.S. during 2021 and 2022 dipped during the winter and didn't begin to rebound until the spring of the following year. If this pattern repeats in 2023 and 2024, you'll have less competition in the market if you list the home during the winter. Buyers have fewer choices, which means you could sell the house faster. Historically, keep in mind, the difference between the winter market and the spring market, which is supposed to be the hot market, is only 5%. Houses sell year round. So, year round, you have tons of opportunities to sell your house. Plus, buyers often mean business this time of year. They're not messing around, especially if it's before New Year's. You've got buyers that may be relocating for jobs, relocating for whatever it may be, and they want to get in and get the sale done because they may want the purchase and the tax breaks on this year's taxes. So yes, New Year's is a big deadline for some people. People also have time off during the holidays. Not everybody's going 24/7 during the season. Some people are in their slow season, so it makes more sense for them to start looking and gathering and trying to make their purchase at this time of year. So if you're buying in the winter, here's a couple tips. Ramsey's very big about don't buy until you're debt-free with an emergency fund. That's 3 to 6 months of your typical expenses. It's good advice. I'm one that kind of weighs back and forth on that because at the same token, well, if you're renting currently, you're still making a house payment. Doesn't matter if it's your house payment or if it's somebody else's house payment, you're making the house payment. So there has to be, I think, a little give and take there, but you should eventually try to get to that 3 to 6 months emergency fund. Save up for a strong down payment. Aim for 20%. 5-10% is fine. Again, I'm one that would say, are you renting or not? Because every rental payment you make is putting equity in somebody else's pocket. Stick to your budget. Stay within your budget. So we do tend to see some prices sometimes, historically, we're not seeing it currently, but historically, come down this time of year. Because there is this belief houses don't sell in the winter, which is completely not true. But because of that belief, some people cut their price. Some people may be cutting their price because they were overpriced to begin with. Just because they're cutting their price, don't assume it's because you got an opportunity to get a deal. Run your comps, run your numbers, make sure that's true. But stick to your budget. The last thing you want to do is buy a house and right off the gate, you're underwater. You're in a position where, your numbers are so tight that one thing that goes wrong is going to put you in a spiral aspect where you could fail, and that's the last thing we want. Negotiate with confidence too. Remember, there isn't much competition, so the seller will be probably willing to work with you. It's a good point. With that being said, if they tell you there's another offer on the table, yes, there's another offer on the table, and you need to take that into consideration. So negotiate, though, going in, and make sure that's when your realtor really comes into play. Make sure you have somebody that you have confidence is going to represent you and represent your needs and your wants, because that's a huge aspect. So we talked about the mortgage rates. Work with your lender on locking in those mortgage rates as you're a buyer. Watch the rate. Find when you think is the best time to lock in and kind of go from there. That's going to set you up for huge success and see that you're going to be in a winnable situation. So you really want to really work closely with your lender on when to lock that rate, when to get everything set up, to get the best possible rate. And keep in mind, that rate drops at half a point, you're talking to the lender again. Full point, you're definitely refinancing. Don't assume, I'll wait till it goes lower. Take the point now. It may not go lower. It may go lower. If it does, refinance again. If it doesn't, you already locked in that point. Because I talked to somebody not too long ago, they bought their house, they did not, when rates got down to near 6, they were at 8. They would have saved 2 points. They didn't lock it in. And they should have. So don't wait on it. Sorry about that. Yeah, so lock the rate. Don't deal with playing the game. You can never time the market out. It's just not possible. All right, that wraps it up for Get Real with Eddie. Don't forget, check us out online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at getrealwitheddie.com. We have all your information about your house, talking about your biggest investment, your property, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at getrealwitheddie.com. Definitely go there for any information you need.
Thanks for listening. Eddie Ruettiger is the designated managing broker and owner of Exit Real Estate Specialists, located at 2750 Caton Farm Road, Joliet. License number 481014247. For questions, call Eddie at 815-823-5478.